Thanks so much for sending your question. So for part A of this question, we're looking for the perimeter of this arc right here. To find the perimeter of the arc, we're going to use the formula S, where S stands for the perimeter of the arc, equals R, where R is the radius, times theta, where theta is this inner angle right here. The really important thing to note here is that theta is in radians. So in this case, theta is given to us in degrees as 30 degrees, and we have to convert theta to radians before we can use any of the formulas we are going to be able to use today. So let's go ahead and do that. To convert from degrees to radians, we're going to take the amount of degrees that are given to us, and we're going to multiply by pi over 180. Simplifying, we should get that 30 degrees is the same thing as saying pi over 6. So let's go ahead and note that change up here. And now we can go ahead and plug into the formula. So if S equals R theta, well, the radius of this sector is 5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and put 5. And theta is pi over 6. So 5 inches times pi over 6 should be 5 pi over 6 inches. The units are very important here since they're given, so go ahead and include those in your answer. If you approximate this, it should be approximately 2.62 inches, but I'm going to go ahead and leave my answer in exact form. Now let's go ahead and figure out what the area of this sector is. They'll give you the formula in your book that you're using, most likely, for the area of a sector in the second form here, 1/2 r squared times theta. I like to look at it a different way, and that's actually the reason why I drew the sector oriented a little bit different than it is in the picture here. So we're totally familiar with the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Well, even if the triangle has a rounded base, the area of a triangle is still 1/2 base times height, so the area of a sector is also 1/2 base times height. The height of this sector, if we draw a line straight down the middle, is still just the radius of the sector here. So the height is 5 inches, and the base is the perimeter of the arc, which we just figured out is 5 pi over 6. So let's go ahead and plug into that. So area is 1/2 base times height, and the base is the length of the arc, so that would be 5 pi over 6 inches times the height, which is just the radius of the sector, which is 5 inches. Let's go ahead and simplify. We're going to multiply across the top and multiply across the bottom. So on the top, we're going to get 25 pi. And on the bottom, we should get 12. And we have inches times inches, which is inches squared, which makes perfect sense because we're finding area. And if you approximate that, that will be approximately 6.54 inches squared. Thanks again for your question, Jennifer, and I look forward to answering more of your questions using SnapMath in the future.